Welcome back everybody, it's the Night Sky Prince again. Recently, Square Enix president Yosuke Matsuda said all the games in their current HD platform strategy, which includes Dragon Quest XI, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Kingdom Hearts 3, and unnamed Marvel licensed IP will be launching in the next 3 years. Since this news has come out, it has caused widespread panic that these games aren't coming out until 2020, which makes no sense and is a complete misinterpretation of Matsuda's words. But before we get into this, be sure to slam that subscribe button. I'll be covering non-stop E3 coverage for Sony and Square Enix and a complete breakdown of any new Final Fantasy VII Remake or Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers that come out. Subscribe because you won't want to miss a single second of coverage. First and foremost, you need to understand a little something about business. Square Enix isn't going to release 2 major games in the same year, as this would most likely cause their stock to plummet. If Square Enix released Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3 in the same year, it would hugely inflate their numbers for that year, then show a huge drop off the next year. If there's anything that investors hate seeing, it's negative trend lines. If they release both of these games next to each other in the same year, they'd be releasing both of their biggest titles at once, without anything new prepared to follow it up. Not good for business. It's already been confirmed that both games aren't coming out this year. After all, Square Enix already has their Souls goals easily being met with Dragon Quest XI and Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. These games alone should push big numbers for Square Enix. Second big thing you need to understand is that Square Enix is talking about fiscal years, not calendar years. In terms of Square Enix fiscal years as of April, we've already stepped into Square Enix fiscal year of 2018. If the games are really coming in the fiscal year of 2020, this means that the games will actually be coming out in 2019, which is pretty damn good. This means that we have a lot firmer idea of when these games are coming out than before. And I don't know about you guys, but when I was waiting for Final Fantasy Versus 13, anyone telling me that it'll be out in X number of years would have been good news. At least I knew the game was coming. This also means that Square Enix's lineup would consist of a yearly major release. So for whatever reason, this keeps getting spun as bad news. Perhaps for clicks, or perhaps because when you don't give it any analysis whatsoever, it seems tragic that these games aren't coming out right now. In Final Fantasy VII Remake's case, this gets further misinterpreted because of a recent hiring post that was made. Matsuda has given the FF7R development team the freedom to hire, quote, as many people as they need to finish the product. This also has been misconstrued for panic to make people believe that the game is impossibly far off from release. Final Fantasy XV went into this exact same phase around the second quarter of 2015. A game that released in November of 2016. This is actually a hugely positive sign for Final Fantasy VII Remake, meaning that it's in the full production stage. In this state, think of the fundamentals of the game being pretty much in a great working state. Now there's a bunch of content and assets that need to be created for the game, which require a much larger staff than the conceptual and technical beginning stage, hence why it's called full production. Because content and assets are more easily implemented at this stage, we more regularly see media releases and the appearance of the game at shows, which is why Final Fantasy XV was at every trade show after it entered full production. These games are honestly making great progress, and I haven't seen anything that's made me think that we have another 10-year situation from announcement to release on our hands like we did with Final Fantasy XV. So do everyone a favor, and every time you see someone spreading hysteria that KH3 and FF7R aren't coming out until 2020, slam a link to this video so they can pop a chill pill and calm the hell down. And today's featured cosplayer is Cosmic Empress. She does a number of incredible Final Fantasy cosplays such as her Cloud, Tifa, and others. There's a link to her content in the description below.